Good morning, my loves. Today, I would like to talk about Lake Lanier. Lake Lanier, officially known as Lake Sidney Lanier, it is a reservoir in the northern part of Georgia. It was created by the completion of the Beaufort Dam, which is located on the Chattahoochee River. This river also feeds into the dam. This river gets its name from Sidney Lanier. Sidney Lanier was a Confederate Army poet. It was built and is ran by U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. However, its construction destroyed more than 50 acres of farmland, displaced more than 250 families, and more than 15 businesses and 20 cemeteries was also displaced. Currently, it is patrolled by the Georgia Natural Resources. The states of Florida, Alabama, and Georgia also have rights to this water because it feeds into this area. The Corps of Engineers has responsibility to regulate the flow of the flood control and water use. Okay, let's talk about the geography of this lake just a little bit. The lake sits in approximately 5 counties. These counties would include Forsyth County, Hall County, Dawson County, Gwinnett County, and Lumpkin County. As mentioned before, one of the number one reasons for the creation of Lake Lanier and the Beaufort Dam was for flood control, to control the downstream water flow in case of a flood, so the Metro Atlanta would be protected. Since the construction of the Beaufort Dam, there has been only 3 major floods. The most severe flood being in 2009 and the most recent flood being in 2013. It would appear the Corps of Engineers are doing a good job. Prior to the groundbreaking of the reservoir in 1950, the town of Oscarville occupied part of the current location of the lake. Oscarville was predominantly a Black community and the site of an 1912 racial conflict, which resulted in the displacement of all 1,100 townsmen of Oscarville, which rendered it a ghost town. Not to mention, they were rendered from the whole county. The 2 incidents were not to be mentioned on this platform, but you can go and look up exactly what happened. Basically, in typical Hang'em style fashion, they ganged up, grabbed 2 suspects, and did the worst to them. Like I say, look it up. The whole situation took less than 21 days, and the suspects were eventually, I guess, like I say, look it up. Before this happened, Black African Americans were a predominantly temperate, well, I would say just 10% of this area was held by Black people. Currently, it's held by 4%. You do the math. The project of the Beaufort Dam and the lake resulting completion was a total of 1 billion plus. More than 2 million of it was spent on preliminary construction. William Hartsfield, mayor at the time in the 1950s, would travel to Washington several times to press the issue for funding for the completion of this project. He would also press issues towards Southern Democratic senators such as people as Richard Russell Jr. and Walter F. George. By 1955, Hartsfield had returned back to Washington to lobby for more than $11 billion. Again, stressing the water supply for this completion of this dam. To their prevail, the funds were approved and the target date of 1957 was completed on schedule. Because of this, nearly 22 billion U.S. gallons of excess water had been released. Georgia Governor Sonny Perdue at the time said, Governor Sonny Perdue said that the corps had created a man-made drought, quote unquote. Because of this, the state was already in a drought. Now, because I said that at the time I was graduating, so I remember a lot of the stuff that we would do around this time, like have certain things pertaining to the water, fill up the pool, do stuff like that. Even they went as far as we couldn't shoot firecrackers because of the fire might start a wildfire. You know, it was really, really crazy. There were things such as a mandated time that you could use the water. So I remember one of those things, they're stating it was between 10 p.m. or 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Yeah, I remember that. But I was at a time where I was not even thinking about watering nothing, let alone washing my car. Okay, y'all, if y'all can hear anything in the background at the moment, I'm still going to record over the sound because I want to get through the parts so I can get to the juicy, meaty parts. So, outdoor watering was banned. We know this as a fact. And October 16, 2007, Governor Perdue gave the USACE until the evening of October 17th to come up with a plan for the continued release of water for Florida wildlife. Senator Johnny Isaacson, so sorry if I said the name wrong, stood saying the health, safety, and welfare of people are threatened. They are threatened by an act this Congress passed that had no intention to threaten them. Because all of the hearsay, naysay about the fighting battle of the water and the droughts upon happening in 2007 leading up into 2009, this is what was a ride to. In July 2009, a federal judge from Minnesota ruled that Congress never authorized Lake Lanier to be used as a source of the water supply for Metro Atlanta. Okay, so I'm going to just continue to read this just a little bit, then we'll get back to me telling my little story. Georgia was given 3 years to stop withdrawing from the lake, with the exceptions of the city of Gainesville and Beaufort, unless Congress authorized authorized it, just to say the least. So I was going back over it and reading, and in my head, I was looking at it like, I don't know how the sit down or the breakdown was, but as I was reading, the mayor of Atlanta, he kind of was batting 9,000 for all of it. I'm just saying. I don't know where that played down the line, but that's kind of where they probably got the seniority. I love my city, but we know. Let's talk about the recreation. The lake is popular with boats, houseboats, jet skiers, just people just want to come out and have fun around the lake. It is stated that over 10 million people just frequently visit Lake Lanier in the course of a year. In 1996, it was even a site for the 1996 Olympics. All of these parks are accessible by land. Most of them are accessible by water also. These parts in the Lake Lanier area, so to speak, these parts are also accessible for playgrounds, picnic areas, bathrooms, boat ramps, you name it. It's a lake for family fun. Now, me personally, I've never been, so I'm literally telling you things that I've heard already. No first-hand accounts at all. Now, let's get to the haunted lake stories. They have numerous lake stories that have been told recently, to my knowledge, numerous times over and over, but because I just started researching Lake Lanier for shame on me, because I should have been knew about Lake Lanier. But one would be seniors or students on a deck singing Celine Dion, My Heart Would Go On, and then suddenly that deck collapsed. That is a haunting because most of those kids were hurt and injured. My hearts go out to the family for that. Or seeing a TikTok of women shaking their derriere like we do best, or not per se, I do it all the time, but even still, shaking their derriere, and one gets slipped right onto under the boat. You will have to see the clip to understand what I was talking about. If I can, I'll try to insert it. Those are many other stories. We have one also of a famous singer named To Not Be Told. If you know the story, you will know the story and you'll know what I'm talking about. His son was tragically taken by the waters, if so to speak. So Lake Lanier, judging from how I look at it, is a force not to be reckoned with. You go with great respect or you don't go at all. Some of the recent stories that I just divulged would not include the most older ones, which would be one we call the Lady of the Lake. This one would include a apparition of a lady on or near the lake around nighttime, but most people see her near the bridge while walking or driving. In 1958, just 2 years after the bridge had opened, upon not paying at this gas station, they headed down a nearby road in Dawsonville. Nearly 3 decades later, those two women would be known as one of two of the ladies of the lake. If you would like to know more about these two young ladies, which were eventually deemed as ladies of the lake, lady of the lake, please like and share and subscribe, and I will get back to you on that story. Like if you really want me to go ahead and give you that whole story. So in conclusion, with that little story, if you're not going to Lake Lanier with respect, do not go.